Welcome back for another tutorial from myself, Ken Chan from Swisspec Resources in Berhad. So today I'm going to share with you all on how to configure Ruijie SSLVPN in the Ruijie Z series firewall. So what do we want to achieve is that we are going to use the Ruijie dynamic DNS, which is as follow. This one you can go to check out my earlier tutorial on how to activate your preferred name for your free dynamic DNS provided by Ruijie DNS via the cloud. So the SSL VPN port that requested by the customer is 8443. Then the account for the users does not have any expiry date, and then maximum they require up to 20 SSL VPN users concurrently connected. So at the same time, they require also to have a bookmark in their SSL VPN portal. Upon login, it will show you the pre-configured or preset ahead bookmark address that you can click and access the server resources. The incoming and outgoing connection would be the 1PPPoE port, which is the internet port. The internal subnet to access for the server side will be 192.168.0.0 network with the subnet of 255.255.255.0. VPN subnet would be using 10.10.10.0 slash 255.255.255.0 or slash 24. At the same time, customer also require us to install the SSL VPN client 64-bit into one of their computer and also to test the connection to the server. To start, we have to go to under network, go to interface, and make sure that your one connection is set to untrust. The zone, make sure is untrust. Next, we need to create a username for it for the logon. User authentication, user management. I would suggest that you create a group and then put all the users inside so that you can differentiate. Later, this is for SSL VPN firewall access or to log into the firewall access. This one is to ease you to manage the list. So we click on the create user group. I call it SSL VPN and then click save. Click on the SSL VPN. We add a user. Okay, I call it Swisspec tech team. This one you cannot use any spacing and it doesn't allow you to do so. You see, no matter how many times I press the space bar, it doesn't work. So in that case, I just leave it as Swisspec. The parent group, I choose under SSL VPN. Password, give it a password. Let's check out the advanced setting. We choose it not bind, and then expiry date none, and then which is permanent. Click save. Next, let's move on to network setup to set up the VPN gateway. Click on the network, go to SSL VPN, click on the SSL VPN gateway, and then click create. So I call this SSL VPN. Gateway type, I choose exclusive. If you want to know more about what is exclusive all about and shared, you just move your mouse over to the eye and it will tell you what is the difference between these two modes. So normally I would usually choose exclusive since it is standalone. And then the gateway address, I want it to be using port 8443 as per required here. Then make sure you choose the PPP14 port, which is our one port. You auto grab the IP. The domain name would be the DYN DNS name that you preset in the cloud, Ruijie cloud. Then the intranet DNS, normally I would just use the customer DNS or intranet, either one. If intranet, you can also put, for example, your AD DNS or your public DNS. So in this case, I would use public DNS. Protocol, leave it as TLS 1.2, and then algorithm suite, just allow all. Concurrency control, maximum concurrent users. Customer here require 20. So for your info, the firewall is shipped with free 20 SSLVPN client license. If you need more, you need to subscribe for additional licenses, which is perpetual, and there's no renewal needed. So it's just more of like one-time activation. When done, click next. So for login control, nothing to be said. Just scroll down, check the client version control, just always use any version. Click next. IP ranges would be the VPN range, VPN subnet. Which tunnel mode to use? Split tunnel would be using only traffic that is related to the VPN, like your internal server will only use the tunnel of the VPN. You don't want to clock up the whole, everything also need to go through the HQ VPN gateway or the firewall to handle the traffic for you. But again, some of the corporate customer that they feel that their mobile users, when they are outside, they are not protected. So any of the internet connection or the site that they go, they are not well protected. In that case, they are using full tunnel. So for our customer, they just need the server access only, which they do not use it for surfing, and then surfing they prefer to use their own internal internet or their local internet or hotspot. Then in that case, we go for split tunnel because it's just meant for the server access only. We are done with the VPN subnet. Next, we need to move the internal network. What is the internal network? Means that the server, let's say for example, your server is located at 192.168.0.5. So my network outside will be any IP. So I just want to access the server which located in this subnet. I call it SSLVPN subnet. Click confirm, confirm, scroll down, click next. Under bind resource, the license list, click create. We call it SSLVPN. User group, we choose the SSLVPN and so take the default and click confirm and click finish. Click confirm. So now we need to test whether is it working. Where do we get the the client is by doing this. You may access it under https colon the new SSLVPN that you have created under port 8443. Click advanced, proceed. Okay, this is the login page. You may download your client from here. As of the current moment is still under development, you may access it or get the SSL VPN client from Swisspec website, swisspec.com.my/Ruijie, and download the SSL VPN client. Next time in the future, when the R&D is done and fully matured, all this will be working. Okay, let's check whether is it finished downloading. Okay, done. Extract the file. Here I got include 3 version of different version, which is Android, iOS installation method, the x86, which means it's meant for Windows 32-bit client, and the 64-bit that we intend to use. So in our case, let's double click and install this. Click yes. Click OK. Click next, RG-SSLVPN. Create a desktop shortcut and install. Launch it. So what address shall we key in from here? So it's pretty simple. The SSL VPN address, https://address 8443, username that you have created, I prefer to save my password. Let's try login. Click no problem next time, confirm. Yay, and we are in. So you can check your connection now. Let's try whether are we able to access our server. So the server is located at the following IP. Let's try access the RS1221. Maybe the server is down. So success, we are in. Thanks for watching, and remember, do subscribe and give me a like if the guide is useful for you. Thank you.